Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Genshin Impact video, and as you can see here, Alhaitham's character demo has just released, and we're going to react to it right now. It's called Think Before You Act. Okay, that sounds very something like that's part of his character, but obviously before we get started, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button as well as like this video. And I've been seeing the crazy spikes that I've been having with this channel, so I appreciate all of you guys' support. And yeah, I guess that's everything. So without further ado, let's do this.
Where were we?
I'm super hyped for this.
Yes. Alhaitham told you he's a feeble scholar, did he?
Oh, Kava.
Well, that's a bold-faced lie.
Told you.
Oh.
So his false modesty
what
was
a
just a
cameo.
facade to hide his true abilities?
Absolutely. He doesn't want others knowing his true strength.
Well, how strong is he? Stronger than you?
Of course not.
You know, I actually ran into him last week while I was in the desert looking for creative inspiration. If he was going out there to study ancient runes anyway, why didn't he travel with me? We could have split the cost.
Damn, that's my boy. Wait. Wait. Alright, that was kind of smooth, I'm not gonna lie. The way he just stares. He's such a quiet guy. I kind of like that though. Ay, the buffer. Sheesh, okay.
Frankly, however strong he is or isn't, you
Oh, there
just
he
don't
is.
want to mess with him.
Damn, it's
I
the
thought you'd have learned to think
boys.
before you speak by now.
We didn't say anything bad. All positive, actually.
Surely you didn't drag me out just to play cards. We didn't get that far yet. We were just debating how good you'd be in a fight.
You keep your cards close to your chest.
Not at all. So you don't fight much?
Yeah, right. With his temper.
I don't need to fight.
Oh shit, okay.
I only need to think. Everything is connected.
This guy, dude.
All I have to do is find the weakest link. Deal with the causal
I mean, to be fair,
factors,
he is a rational
and
guy.
everything else tends to resolve itself.
Okay.
The process of elimination.
Oh man, Alhaitham's coming, yo. I'm excited. It's like very technical, yeah. Kind of cool, a little. Damn!
Essentially, more time on contemplation, less time on execution. Simple, isn't it?
Not really.
Ugh, I knew we shouldn't have brought this up with you.
I thought my answer was quite engrossing. Boss, this is good wine. I'll have the same, please.
Well. That was quite interesting, was it? Actually, this is a really unique character demo from what I've noticed. Like the music, the soundtrack, it wasn't so hype, but it was more like cinematic because like we had some actual dialogue and interactions with the other characters. Like shoutouts to Sino, Tainari, and Kave. That was so sick.
Surely you didn't drag me out just to play.
I did like the way, like how he's, you know, he's instead of a fighting guy, he's a problem solver. You know, that's just how he is. He built different. Anyway, let's check out the JP. Let's do this. Alrighty. Oh yeah, that's Kave in Japanese. Like I like the bass here at the beginning. It's kind of sick. Like almost playful. That part is probably my favorite in this entire thing. Just the way he looks back and stare. That's gonna get a lot of people. I'm guaranteeing you right now. A lot of people's gonna be like freaking out that part. But I like this, you know, like almost like electric shuffle.
Oh my god. Dude,
Oh, I forgot about Tainari's voice.
手札を隠しているの。まさか。あんま喧嘩しないの？ありえない。こいつは性格が悪いんだぞ。手を出すまでもない。よく考えればわかる。
Nah, he's actually really cool though.
板書は必ずつながっている。中でも最も脆い部分を見出す。要点さえつかめば、すべての面倒事は単調な循環になる。
Clean again. No, probably one of my favorite things about him is he's dual bladed. It's so sick. I definitely would have not expected that from him. Look how clean that was! In one shot.
考えることに比べれば執行は一瞬だ。わかりやすいだろ。
全く。
Almost like 80s, like with the synth. Kind of cool.
素晴らしい答えだったと思うが、マスター、悪くなさそうな酒
Oh, I said master.
俺にも一杯。
Damn. Okay, yeah, this is pretty cool. I like how really unique this was. Like with all the themes they've done, this one's like one of the most unique ones I've seen so far. Well, I mean not the most, but like it's just, you know, out there. So, all right, well, that was the reaction to the demo. I'm gonna check Twitter just in case they have posted something real quick. All right, so we got here the so this is the daily login bonus. So make sure you guys log in once the update does come out, because you get free intertwined fates, which are these. I think this is the Lantern gifts. I was about to say BP. And then the Overflowing Mastery, that's the double rate up talent books event where you spend like your resin and it's doubled. And then there's a new game mode coming out for Genius Invocation TCG called Heated Battle Mode, Omnipotent Guide. So they've mentioned this briefly, but I have no idea what this is. So if you guys want to check all this, it'll be all linked down in the description. But yeah, this is going to be a new game mode that's going to be coming out for Invocation TCG. So pretty exciting. Here's the upcoming events. I think we already all know this. You guys saw my reaction to the whole live stream anyway. And yeah, that seems to be about it. So that seems to be everything that's coming for 3.4. Oh, wait, what? Whoa, whoa, wait, what? What? Wait, that was so quick. Wait. All right, well, y'all just saw that it was updated live for me. What? Wait, that was so fast. Oh my god. Well, there you go. The new banners for the second half is revealed. Awesome. That was really fast. Okay. I guess we're gonna have to do another banner breakdown video. Let's do this. Okay, so we got the Hu Tao rerun as well as Yelan. So I guess we're gonna just briefly break down the second half banners. Honestly, I did not expect that was going to be in this video at all, but oh well, looks like they decided to post it up. Oh, actually, I think they did that last year too with the Lantern Ride banners. They just dropped all of it. So I guess without further ado, let's break down all the characters here. So we're gonna start off with the 4 stars, and then we'll move on to the 5 stars right after. So we got, starting off from the top, we got Beidou. Well, I've already mentioned about what she does in the channel. Nothing's changed much about her. She is an Electro burst damage dealer. She specializes mainly in AoE Electro. You can pair up with like a lot of team comps, mainly Electro Charge, Overload. Also, Electro Mono is good too. But yeah, overall, Beidou, again, hasn't really changed much. But the more constellations you have with her, the stronger she'll get. So, like most characters anyway. But Beidou overall, very solid character. And with constellations, she gets better. So, pretty solid 4-star. Ningguang, she's kind of a weird one. She is just, you know, a 4-star Geo DPS. She could be mainly doing damage on field, or she could just be quick swap burst damage dealing off field. She throws Jades, and that's really mainly about it. But she has also a Jade Screen shield too, which it also can block projectiles, but don't obviously rely like a actual shield, but it's something, I guess. that is really mainly it. Ningguang's playstyle can be, honestly, I argue, one of the trickiest characters to play. But if you get her normal and charge attack combo down, then I feel like Ningguang is also a solid character. I guess only issue with her is she does need some investment to actually make her kind of good. So yeah, Ningguang, she is probably the worst out of these 3 4-stars here, but still a solid character to have. So yeah, not bad, not bad. And then we got Xingqiu. Wow, Xingqiu and Hu Tao. That's honestly, they're just an inseparable duo at this point. They're always together on banners, and can I really blame them? No, because these two together are just broken. And this makes even more sense with the other rated 5-star character. So Xingqiu, I mean, I think we already know. Xingqiu's like arguably the best 4-star character in the game. Like, he's just top 5 best. It's not even close. This guy has been so strong since day 1. He applies so much hydro. His burst hits hard. And his burst also gives damage reduction. And has a little bit of healing. It's just good. Like, I don't know what else to say. And also, he looks drippy too. Xingqiu overall, he applies a lot of hydro. That's all you really need to know. It's both on-field and off-field. That's what also makes him super powerful and gives such powerful synergies to certain combos. Like literally Hu Tao and Xingqiu together would be an insane duo together. And yeah, Xingqiu overall, he's goated. That's all I can say. Alright, so we can go and move on to the 5-stars here. So we got Hu Tao as well as Yelan. So I guess we're going to go break down Hu Tao first, and then we'll do Yelan. So Hu Tao, she hasn't necessarily changed much besides with Yelan being added to the game, which is kind of opens her up to a new team composition. I'll go more into detail to that after. So Hu Tao, she is a Pyro main DPS. She has one of the most powerful single target power damage in the game. She also have an AoE power damage ability from her burst that also heals her up. Her special unique mechanic thing about her is that she loses HP while she uses her abilities. So mainly there's this passive for her where you want to be below 50% up HP or below to deal more pyro damage, and that is how you play her mainly. So she has one of the highest base HPs in the game, but you do have to cut her HP in half in order to gain full value and damage from Hu Tao. That is mainly it. This is why both Xingqiu and Hu Tao here works beautifully together, because Xingqiu's off-field hydro application plus Hu Tao is able to react and do vaporize every single time is just multiplying her damage even further. Also, Xingqiu does give damage reduction, so that does help with Hu Tao's survivability. And also, if your HP is a bit too low for Hu Tao, she can also just use her AoE burst, and that'll heal her up based upon how many opponents are nearby. So it's really cool. Hu Tao is actually one of my favorite characters to play, and she's also still, I think, one of the best characters to play right now. So honestly, I can't really say much about Hu Tao. I think she's still really good. She's still up there. And in terms of if you want to pull for her or not, that is totally up to you. If you really need a power damage dealer, then in my personal opinion, I will recommend her as the #1 choice. However, this depends on like all of your personal preference. Like if you prefer Yoimiya or Xiangling, then that is totally fine, because all 3 of them are already like top tier power damage dealers in the game anyway. It just depends on like who you prefer to play more. So yeah, overall solid banner here. Let's check out Yelan. All right, so Yelan here, oh my goodness. Okay, oh, I forgot about how good Yelan looks. Oh my goodness. All right, anyway, so Yelan here, she is a off-field hydro damage dealers, or actually can be main field damage dealer as well. It depends on I guess your constellation, but we'll just talk about mainly C0. So she has, well, this really cool ability with her elemental skill where she can dash around, and it's pretty long too. And what happens was, whenever you dash around your opponents, you wrap them with her lasso, and then you can mark them. And I think it's like endless amounts of targets too. There's no limit, I think. So you can pretty much just mark as much as you can, and then once her dashing ability ends, the hydro explodes and deals a lot of damage. It's very similar to Nahida's thing, but except you have to be more in face with combat with Yelan's skill in order to gain value from that. Also generates a decent amount of orbs too. And then her elemental burst, probably the most important part of her kit. It's basically, imagine if you have the best part of Xingqiu, his off-field hydro application, plus Mona's buffing ability from her burst, together as one. That is basically Yelan's burst. It's basically the same thing as Xingqiu's thing, except it does hit harder and it scales even higher for a character whoever is on field, whether it's Yelan or if it's somebody else. So that's what's great about Yelan. She's overall just buffing damage over time, and also applying hydro, and also dealing hydro damage. And yeah, she's really good. Now, what I mentioned about earlier with Hu Tao and having a new team composition that includes Yelan, and yeah, that's basically what I'm talking about right here. Yelan opens up a new comp for Hu Tao where you can do double Hydra, which recently Hydra Resonance has also updated from, I think it was healing bonus to now extra HP, which is even better for a character like Hu Tao and Yelan. So now you can do Hydra Resonance of both Yelan and Xingqiu, and then you have a shield character like either Zhongli, Yanfei, that's Constellation 4, or Diona. You can do Toma, whatever, and then you have Hu Tao, and boom, that's like one of the strongest teams in the game by far. And yeah, this team hits extremely hard. It's just perfect. Like the synergy here is just amazing. Like, that's all I can tell you. Even if you own Hu Tao, if you're in a situation where, oh, should I get Yelan or not? Well, in my personal opinion, I would probably pick up Yelan if you are a Hu Tao main, because, well, Yelan not only benefits Hu Tao and buffs her team significantly, she also buffs like a lot of other characters that's mainly using her burst on field. So overall, Yelan, in my personal opinion, I think she's one of the best 5-star characters to get. And yeah, she's really strong. And no bias aside, like, look, if I was really biased, then I'd say like, oh, she's number 1. But no, she's definitely not number 1. But she's definitely like one of the best 5-stars to get. And yeah, this banner's lineup is insane value. So this makes me question, is this a bait for the next patch? Because they pretty much confirmed that Dia and Mika are coming in 3.5. So we don't really necessarily know about Dia's kit or Mika at all. But if they end up being pretty good, then this banner's lineup is a huge bait. Well, aside from all that, I think the more bait banner is going to be in this upcoming banner that we're going to talk about right freaking now. Alright, onto the weapon banner. And we have the weapon banner. So let's, as you can see, this weapon banner is just this is going to be insanely stacked. So let's talk about the 4-star first, and obviously we'll go into the 5 stars. So we got the Lithic Blade. This is the Gacha 4-star limited series. It's the same weapon series passive as the Lithic Spear. Basically, imagine the same passive for Lithic Spear, except it's on the Claymore. It's the same passive. It's just not as good as the polearm because there's just a lot more polearm characters versus a lot more Claymore characters. But it is still pretty good Claymore regardless. Like, you can use this on Beidou, or you can actually still use this on any other Claymore character and have like 3 other or 2 leeway supports in your team. And yeah, it's pretty solid. It's a pretty solid Claymore, and yeah, a decent weapon to have in your roster. And then we have Favonius Codex. It's a decent catalyst. It gives a lot of, I mean, already Favonius by itself is a energy battery series. It's one of the best 4-star weapon series in the game. So Favonius Codex, it's just, right now, there's just so many catalyst competitions. So it's kind of like struggling to be up there as of right now. But it still has some use in terms of like, oh, if you want your support to be constantly doing their burst every single rotation. So Favonius Codex, solid weapon. And Dragon's Bane, also solid weapon too, because of how we've been having some Hybrid Bloom or Version characters recently that could really use the EM substat on this polearm. It's actually, I think, one of the highest EM substats on a polearm. So yeah, overall, this is a very solid stat stick for those type of characters. But other than that, it's still a very good weapon option for someone like Hu Tao or Xiangling, although I wouldn't really recommend that on Xiangling, and I would personally give it to someone like Hu Tao instead. But yeah, still a good weapon, and pretty scarily good, and pretty solid. We got the Favonius Sword, well, running alongside with the Favonius Codex. The sword is, I think, kind of more valuable to have than the Codex, because again, there's a lot more catalyst. You don't have to be restricted to use only Favonius Codex, but the Favonius Sword is really good. One of my favorite swords to use on Kazuha or Bennett. Just a really good energy battery sword. You can't go wrong with the sword at all. You pretty much almost 90% of the times is going to use this sword in any of your teams. That's just how good it is. And yeah, the more refinements you have, the better. Just like any other Favonius weapon series, the more refinements, the better. And we got the Rust, which Rust is kind of the awkward weapon here, because there's no characters on this banner that benefits from Rust. So unfortunately, Rust is kind of like a dead weapon here. But Rust is still a very good weapon for a normal attack and damage dealer, which only I could think of really is Yoimiya. Or you can do like physical damage dealer, like bow characters. If that's you, then you can do that. But overall, this is a dead weapon for this banner, but it's still good for those who has Yoimiya and is trying to get Yelan. Then, you know, I can see that this actually being an insane valuable weapon to have on your account. And then finally we move on to the 5-star weapons. Okay, this is the real exciting part. So we got Staff of Homa and Aqua Simulacra. So Staff of Homa, I think we already all know like what it does. But basically, for those who have no idea, Staff of Homa, it gives a ton of amount of crit damage on its substat. It also has HP scaling, and it gives extra attack based on your HP. And the more HP you lose, the more attack you gain as well. So that is the main idea. And it's still arguably, right now, I think it's still the best polearm. Well, depends on certain characters. It's not necessarily the best on every single character. It's more like the general best stat stick polearm to use. So, Staff of Homa, honestly one of the most well-known bait weapons to summon for, because it's just that valuable. And it's also obviously Hu Tao's best in slot. I don't know what else to say about it. It's actually, this thing gives me PTSD with the amount of summons you had to do from back then when this weapon came out. Oh my god, I've seen all those videos where people wailed crazy amount of money for this banners, or you know, that was back then. But I mean, look, what's great about it is that Staff of Homa hasn't really changed much, so it's still good. So having this weapon in your roster, it's still good. You can just use this as a crit stat stick and you'll do pretty well with this weapon. And Aqua Simulacra is a very interesting weapon, so we'll pull up its weapon details real quick and you'll see why I am super heavily emphasizing on this weapon banner, just real quick. Alright, so here is the weapon details. So here is, oh, here's the materials, by the way, for those who are farming for it. Alright, so we got the stats here. Obviously it's a 5-star. Base attack is 542, so it's pretty low on the end. But however, if the base attack is low, that means the substat will be a lot higher. So the substat here is crit damage, which is at 88.2%, extremely high. And then the passive here is the Cleansing Form. HP is increased by 16%. Nice. When there are opponents nearby, the damage dealt by the wielder of this weapon is increased by 20%. This will take effect whether the character is on or not on field. So 20% increase overall damage whenever you're in a certain distant range within an opponent. So this is like free damage. It's free damage. You get crit damage and free 20% increased damage whenever you're nearby an opponent. If you're obviously too far away, like with a range DPS, like maybe for example Ganyu, you're aiming way too far, then you will lose out on this passive. However, if you're in a certain range, with most of the time you will be, then this is also another Staff of Homa situation where this bow is really good. It's a really good crit stat stick and also just overall insane weapon. Is it the best bow in the game? Well, I don't know personally, but I think it's one of the best general bows, 5-star bows to use. It's just really strong and, well, it also looks really nice too. So yeah, I guess that is the Aqua Simulacra. So yeah, what is my take on this weapon banner? Okay, honestly, I don't blame if you pull on this banner because this banner is really valuable. It's not like any of these 4-stars are bad. Well, maybe besides Russ. If you don't have Yoimiya, then Russ is kind of dead. But other than that, like all these weapons here are actually pretty solid. Like, well, besides these, so these are like top tier weapons. Is this the best weapon banner we've seen like dated? Probably. To be honest, this is like insane value. I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's extremely value. But could this be bait for those who wants Dia? Okay, maybe, yeah, then that does suck, to be honest. So I guess for those who come to this part of the video and ask, do I summon for this banner or do I summon for Dia? It's the same answer as I always say in the second half part of the patch, where you wait till the live stream first. Then you can decide, you know, just to see like what did they have on the banners for Dia, what does Dia do as well, and if you really need the character on your account, then you know you can consider all of that. Then once you're ready, you can either summon on the banners or you can summon on Dia. In my personal opinion, this is like a 9 out of 10 weapon banner. And the character banners as well, it's a really good character banner. So all these banner lineups as of right now is really good. It's insane value. This is more insane value than the Raiden and Hayato banners. Yeah, this is already going to be a big banner. I don't know what else to say. I can imagine they're going to make a lot from this. So yeah, that is my overall take on the banners. If you guys enjoyed my reaction to the Alhaitham character demo, as well as the banners second half of 3.4 breakdown, make sure you guys hit that like button, as well as subscribe to the channel for more of this type of content. Again, I definitely did not expect to break this down today at all, but I forgot in Lantern, right, they, I guess, release every single banners in one day. So y'all know my take. These banners are nuts. It's crazy. Insane value. All these characters here are good. Oh, Ningguang, I don't know, but everybody else is good. And the weapon banner is just ridiculous. But anyways, that is all I have. So thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, until next time, stay epic and peace out.